Hi, boys and girls. It's Friday, and I told Zippy he could take a break today, and I'll do the Bible lesson. And then on Sunday, he's going to be reading a special story for you guys on Easter. Okay, so I'm going to do the Bible lesson today. And this week, we talked about there was lots of different Bible lessons. So all the way back to last Sunday, we talked about Palm Sunday. And if you remember, that's when Jesus went into Jerusalem and the people were so excited he was coming to their town. Remember, every place Jesus went, people knew that he was somebody special. They had that parade with the palm branches and they were so excited to see him. And they thought he was coming to help them and save them from the soldiers that were mean and take control of their city and help the people. And Jesus knew he was there for a different reason. And Mrs. Whalen told you yesterday about when Jesus and his disciples got together. That was the last time they got together before Easter and Good Friday. And Jesus had washed their feet. Jesus wasn't too good to help somebody. He didn't expect his disciples to wait on him all the time. His disciples were followers of his. They were learning from him and they were helping him, but Jesus didn't expect them to do everything. And so when they got there, their feet were dirty. Mrs. Whalen told you about how Jesus washed their feet. The other thing they did on Maundy, Thursday, which would have been like last night, we remembered, is they had dinner together. They had their Last Supper together. Jesus and the disciples ate, and Jesus taught them that when they gather together and they use bread and they use wine, and he said, have this to remember me. Remember Jesus, remember his sacrifice for us. And the disciples still didn't really understand it then, but he was telling them something they could do to help remember that Jesus is going to take away their sins. And we should be so thankful. And we talked about how people all sin. Everybody, moms, dads, kids, teachers, we all make mistakes. We all sin. Even if we don't do anything and we think something bad, it's a sin. And when Jesus died on the cross, he took that all away. I told you before how we think of our heart, a red shiny heart, like Valentine's Day. Every time we do something bad, it gets dirty and we've colored it black. But when Jesus died on the cross, all of that sin in our heart goes away. Our heart is red and bright and shiny again. But we have to really be sorry when we do things wrong, and Jesus will forgive us, and we have to try and do better. But Jesus did that. Jesus wasn't forced to die on the cross. Jesus knew he could have run away. Jesus could do anything. Jesus could have made a miracle. Jesus could have made all the soldiers just drop down when they came and arrested him. They came and arrested him like he was a criminal. And remember, Jesus didn't do anything wrong, ever. He grew up like you guys, like kids. He went to school and he learned, but Jesus didn't do anything wrong. But the soldiers, they were afraid he was coming to take over. So they had a plan, and after they had that Last Supper, Jesus went out into the garden to pray, and one of his disciples had told the soldiers where they were going to be. So they came and they arrested Jesus and they took him to jail, just like police take bad people to jail. And they asked the people what to do with them. They gave them another criminal and Jesus, and they said, pick one. And they said, well, let Barabbas go. Keep Jesus in jail. And the people just didn't believe who Jesus was. And the soldiers put Jesus on the cross on Good Friday. We remember that. If Jesus was put on the cross, why do we call it Good Friday? Do you know why? Because it was good for us. Jesus died for us. If Jesus wouldn't have done that and all of us would have been so filled with sin and no forgiveness, it would be such a sad place. And Jesus sacrificed and did that for us. So it's Good Friday because of what that good thing was that Jesus did for us. But we don't have to be sad because we know the story, right? We already know the ending of the story. On the third day, Jesus rose. They went to the tomb and Jesus wasn't there. It was a miracle. We've heard lots of Bible lessons about miracles and all these things that Jesus did and helping people. Well, here was a miracle for everybody. Jesus rose from the dead. He wasn't dead. He was alive. He went to see his disciples again, and we're going to talk more about that in the next few weeks. But Easter is such a celebration because Jesus saved us. Jesus did this for us. God sent Jesus, that's God's Son. He sent Jesus to do that job. That was the sacrifice. And the sacrifice was Jesus dying on the cross, and the miracle is that Jesus rose again. And it's a complicated story. You guys will learn more as you get bigger. But the important thing is Jesus took away our sins. That's all that you have to really remember right now and learn. And when we have crosses, I have one here that I have in my house. And I have this cross that we colored. It's just a reminder when we see crosses of what Jesus did for us. And when we go places, do things, sometimes we buy little things to remind us of a trip or remind us of something special we did. Cross reminds us of something special Jesus did for us. So it's such an important thing to remember. Bible verse says that God so loved the world, he sent his only son, and that was Jesus. And he died on the cross for us. And if we believe in Jesus, we believe in God, we believe all of these stories that we've heard in the Bible, and we just keep reading that and learning that and teaching and telling other people that. And if we believe all of that, someday we'll be with Jesus and we'll all live together. The happiness, perfect, nobody will ever be hurt, nobody will ever be sick. And that's the important thing about Good Friday. All right, so you guys have a good weekend. Zippy's going to read the Easter story on Easter Sunday for you. So I hope you guys get a chance on Sunday and have a fun day. And we're going to see you guys real soon. All right, bye.